All right. Back in the normal setup for now. Welcome back to day 17 of 30 of my talking to the camera journey. And before I jump into things, I must admit to myself, more so to apologize to myself on camera for missing yesterday. I thought about it a lot yesterday and whatnot before making my day 17 video, which was owed to myself to do so. But honestly, I was in Cabo for a time out for a bachelor trip with some friends, and I had a little bit more fun the night before than I've done in a long time. And I felt it all through yesterday in terms of just being tired, and I let that inner voice get the best of me, truth be told. And I was just like, absolutely not. No way. I'm not making this video. So I'm saying that verbally, vulnerability, because I owed it to myself to stay true to that, but I'm back on the horse and getting after it in this video. So essentially, short and sweet today, I wanted to speak on really what even led to me skipping yesterday. And genuinely the biggest factor I believe that I let get the best of me. Not to externalize blame, because I don't believe in doing so in that way. But it's like when you're hanging around a bunch of people that are, say, really into fitness and going to the gym, you're spending majority of your time around those people when you're not by yourself, you are going to be the other person in the group that does go to the gym and works out constantly. Because if you don't, there'll be this sense of cognitive dissonance that makes you feel like, wait, I'm not a part of the group if I don't do these things. Same thing as well if you are around a group of very studious individuals who love to read books, discuss books, um, take pride in their sense of intelligence. You are going to be that other person that takes pride in his intelligence and studies a ton. So why I'm saying all of this is because occasionally throughout part of the trip, and this is probably just in my head, I don't know, but I'm just going to voice it. I would hear certain comments that gave me the vibe that some individuals may not have been so keen or think so fondly of the concept of social media, typical definition of an influencer, or recording videos or photos in the purpose of reposting it or something in that nature. So I got ear of that, and honestly, some of the videos I posted the past 2 days while I was at the beach, part of me doing that was early in the morning, and I kind of like snuck off from the house to go to the beach to go record those videos because I didn't want any of the guys to know what I was even up to, because I didn't want to deal with any words of naysayerness or judgment or questioning why I'm doing what I'm doing in the first place, which comes from a really deep place, as previously stated. I just don't want to deal with that. And so, um, I guess in a way, you could say in that scenario, I almost felt as if I had a bit of shame for doing it. And I didn't know how to process it at the time, but on my plane ride back, I was thinking deeply on that. I was like, wait a second, like, why would I feel any type of shame for doing something that serves as a creative outlet that might potentially help someone else out there in terms of helping them get on the horse of creatively expressing themselves or learning how to voice their own opinions or thoughts or just crystallize their beliefs, whatever it may be. Um, Doing a good thing in the world in that sense. And so, honestly, I was operating off of assumptions. It's not that anyone specifically said, oh, they're judging, or, oh, I don't like this. Not that it would matter in the grand scheme, but it was just a thought loop that came in my mind in the first place. And I really stuck on that, which makes me think back to times in grade school, middle school, early high school, if you will, where it was very much so all about like fitting into the group that you're around. And I believe that when I was in that lower vibrational state where I was very tired after that night of fun, that I allowed those lower thoughts from that lower source to take over and get the best of me and just completely um, choose to skip the day and feel gratified in that. But I did not feel gratified in that at all. So that's what I wanted to speak about today on camera, just simply because, as a point of reflection, it's always good to take a step back, take a look at the bigger picture, and remember why you are doing something a certain way or why you're doing it in the first place, and be able to stoke yourself in that conviction so that it doesn't matter who is in front of you, who presents any rejection or objection to what you're doing or judgment, because at the end of the day, it's just their perceived sense of reality. It shouldn't have impact on me and how I'm viewing things unless it's like coming from a place of constructive feedback or constructive positivity in some form of fashion. But if it's really just serving as a means to someone projecting onto you of their own insecurities or their own doubts as to the importance or benefits of having a creative outlet, then that is on them and you can only wish them well. But yeah, this has been day 17 of 30. Good to be back in the saddle, talking on the camera again as we continue moving on our way through these 30 days. It's good to be back in Austin, Texas from Mexico. Yeah. Now I need to go hydrate a little bit more. It's hot outside. So thanks for listening. If you tuned in, until the next video.